Kia ora koutou and welcome to Cornwall Park, the original home of rugby league. Today here we have a beautiful Saturday morning and it's looking nice and fine. The weather's held out so far. It's a little wet on the pitch, but I reckon it'll clear up by the afternoon. We have in the first game today of three, we have North versus South in the under 13 boys comp. This is the region of origin brought to you by Stream Shop. I'm Daniel McKenzie, joined by Regan McLennan. Kia ora, Regan. How are you, mate?
Yeah, mate, I'm good. Thank you. Ready for an awesome day of footy.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one today. What do you expect for the South side this week after going down to North last week?
I think last week South played a little bit too off the game line, off the ball. I think this week they'll come in with a stronger mentality of trying to run the ball at the game line and try to break up the game a little bit more.
Yeah, and South, they had a good second half last week to the North. The first half didn't really show what they were all about. Couple standouts on that side were young Tristan Ford-Walter off the bench. I think him starting this week would be a good inclusion for the South side, don't you reckon?
Yeah, I definitely reckon he'll be a great inclusion. I thought he was a bit of a firecracker off the bench. As you said, we loved him, and I feel like he will get the momentum moving for them. As we see the South in the back line, we've got Otukolo, Vaitai, Whanalua, Pai, and Kapawai. In the halves, you got Paia, Molly, in the front row, Via, Tristan Ford-Walter, Finlay. Our back rows, CJ Henry, Tapueluelu, and Koro. And on our bench, we have Ford-Walter again, Koala, Tapueluelu again, and
little bit
of a mishap there. Sorry, folks.
We got a couple double ups here.
Couple double ups.
So if you're seeing two Tristan Ford-Walters on the field, make sure the referee stops that game
yeah,
immediately.
Yeah, he's got a twin.
And this North lineup, again, Boston no starting a fullback with Kyan Olsen, Riley Huggins, Popata, and Halalupe in the back five. Harris Tavita at 6 this week with Tuponua as the 7th. No Charlie Webb this week. Otutaha, Felipe, Fisifito in the front row. Niula, Kay, and Ioane are their back row with McCarthy, Fotu, Kafoa, Vaka, and Tau Kolo, who was a big standout off the bench last week for the North side, are your bench side. And it's going to be an interesting today, Regan, isn't it? North will want to do the double over South again for the 13s, boys.
Well, they're looking for the win here. Like, they could seal it today, but South, I think, will come out even harder. Normally, when you get blown out pretty badly, you feel a bit off during the week, and you really want to get revenge. So we can expect a very good game today, Dan.
Yeah, and that's what South will want. They'll want to produce a closer game than last week's scoreline. Didn't reflect how well they played, but you know that second half they really showed what they could do with the ball. It's just all done that first half for North with the drop balls from South led to them scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like South, there needs to be a message on completing their sets. There was too many drop balls throughout the game from South. If they can really knuckle down and complete a lot of sets early, get a lot of momentum going forward and just back their defense, I'm sure they can make this one a very interesting game.
Yeah, let's hope they can. It'd be a good one if we can see a close game to start the day, as we see the referees making their way to the field now. And you know, I've always had that ambition of possibly becoming a referee. Have you ever thought of that, Regan?
I have thought about it, yeah, but I don't know. It seems like a very stressful job, and full credit to the refs. They do a fantastic job year round, from boys footy to all the girls footy, all the way up to premiership. They do fantastic. As we see here, we don't see it on screen quite yet, but both teams have just run out on the field. As we can see just there, a lot of they look a lot more relaxed this time round, Dan. A few nerves early on last week, as we saw.
Yep, there were a few nerves last week as North just making their way over slowly. As South, they look ready to go.
Yeah,
like jogging over at some speed there. I think they're up for this one. It's going to be a good one.
They look very, very good. And we will see how good they look after that first kickoff. That first set will be the big indicator. But, yeah, they look ready to go here.
Yeah, but if they can repeat what the South 14 boys did last week with their back five making 100 metres plus for all of them, that was a key indicator in how the scoreline went for them against the North boys.
Yeah, the South under 14s really shared the workload, which put less stress on their forwards, so everyone was able to do their job really well. And I think maybe the South 13s might look to live up to their older their older brothers, really.
Yeah, and we see the captains there. One Makisi Paia and Dustin Kai, the captain for North and the captain for South, Makisi Paia, shaking hands there, ready to go. And it looks like North will be getting us underway to start, as we see in picture there, Harris Tavita just jogging off into the background. And again, we see one who was strong last week there, Riley Huggins. He was a big, strong ball carrier out of his own 20, Regan.
Yeah, he was awesome last week. He really busted a lot of tackles and broke up the game for North, for players like Calvin Harris DeVita and Charlie Webb to really put their stamp on the game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting with no Charlie Webb today, as North get us underway here with Boston No kicking off, and it's taken cleanly by South, and it's a good carry first up, almost back to the 30-metre line, just on it there. Great work from the front rower. That was Vaya. As South, they look a little more direct in this play here to start with these first two tackles.
They do look a lot more direct, and it will help with Tristan Ford Walter being on. Look, they're coming onto the ball a bit harder with a lot more impact. That's a great tackle
there from the number 13, Ioane. He produced some big shots last week, and let's hope he can give us some more.
Intercepted.
And he's gone. That is Popata. I think it was his wing partner in Halalupe who got the intercept to start for North last week, and he produces the goods to start in the opening set of the game. North take a 4-0 lead. That was unexpected.
Wow, that really was unexpected. As you see there, Tristan Ford Walter jumped out at dummy half, and he just had eyes to throw long, and Popata saw that and read that perfectly. As we can see here, it's unlucky, and once again in the 13's game we've started off first try off an intercept.
Yeah, we have, and that's a good read there from Popata. If he didn't get that, he was selling his outside men, but he made sure to just get inside that inside shoulder and just pluck the ball out of thin air. He did well there, straight in the breadbasket it was.
Yeah, he did very well, and as we see, Calvin Harris DeVita should convert it, but
I mean,
we've cursed it before.
We've seen Kieran Foran miss from there in NRL, but I think he's got that one easily.
He's got the 9-9 out.
Yeah.
He's put that one over. It's 6-0 to North. And very unexpected start.
No, it is an unexpected start. As South, they looked good in those first two tackles, right up on the advantage line. North just plucking one out of obscurity. Then again, it's just started the same way as last week. Let's hope South can bounce back on this set here.
Yeah, definitely, Dan. They wanna really keep their heads screwed on here. They wanna keep their heads held high and bring up the intensity.
Yeah, and I think the key man again, we've already highlighted him as young Tristan Ford Walter, and he'll need his front row partners in Vaya and Finlay to really produce that big platform for the halves to get onto it. As South get us underway here, so what can North produce on their first attacking set as we see off the back fence? And we stopped hard by Finlay, and Finlay just muscling him backwards. Great work there from the young man in the front row.
And they look to spread it wide here.
One's left in his way there.
To the other
poor CJ Henry, he's just been bumped off like nothing.
Great carry from Fisifetu, and we can really see Felipe controlling the game, and another good carry there from Ioane. Look at the service, straight to the hands of Harris DeVita.
And there's just Aniula. He was one who didn't have a big stamp on the game as we saw in the Ellerslie Under-13s final. He was a key man in them winning, but young Felipe, he was a standout for North last week from dummy half.
As fifth and last here as they look for Harris DeVita. Ball just behind him, but great hands. And not a bad kick either. It's anyone's ball. And that'll be a South goal line dropout.
It's a good kick from Harris DeVita right in front of the goal line there, making the fullback and winger play. No big call of who really wanted to take that. It was a bit of, is it mine, is it yours, or we'll both jump at the same time, really. But it's a good set from North after points.
That's a very good set from North. It was very well controlled. Philippi out of dummy half really brought his ball runners onto the ball, and an excellent kick from Harris DeVita to finish things off.
Yeah, and there was another strong carry from Ali John Ioane. He was a big key contributing factor for their North side last week with making all the meters, putting on all the hits, and let's see if South can withstand this pressure from North there as we see a short dropout. It's an interesting one.
It's bounced
and
over.
It might get a result.
It's well done. Picked up there by Halalupe. Brings it into the field of play.
And he's met hard with contact on the ground there, referee letting that one slide. That's a good strong run from Otutaha. He's He was good last week too.
He was very good last week. He was a real good go-forward prop, as we see here out the back to Harris Tavita.
The halves linking up, and that's a good hands down that side, and Huggins has left the ball behind, and that's good defense from South there. They slid well, and you thought, oh, if Huggins just breaks that tackle, he's going to go over to score, but good little low chop around the legs there from the outside backs.
Yeah, great legs tackle from the inside there from the South defence. It shows that they're up for this one, but they're in a bit of a dangerous spot, so it's a must that they complete the set.
Yeah, and we see it's an interesting one here.
Interesting place to put the scrum down on the tap line. Don't know about that, but we'll move on. That's a great carry there.
Good carry there, getting up back to the 20, and they needed that South. That was our man wearing the number 4, Shannon Pye. He's going to be a contributing factor for them.
And Finlay with a little bit of a pass inside his own half there, the big prop. He's got the license to do that, so hey, we can't argue with that.
Yeah, and he's found his halfback in Vai Mole, and that's a good little step there from Otukolo.
As we saw Otukolo last week, he was very dangerous with ball in hand, so look for the South boys to get the ball in his hands.
Break there from that outside back. That's Fonolua. He was good last week on a losing side. You know, he made some good meters, some good strong carries like that. And South, they can be in a good position to put an attacking kick here. Is just running it through the hands. That's Frank Cotto. He was outstanding last week.
He was.
Beautiful offload there to Vai Mole. Mole's still going, and it's a good set here from South. They're on their own 10, and they're 20 out now from the north line. What's the kick going to be like here? As Pyer, he's dabbed it into the corner. That's a good safe take. And breaks 1-2, and that's Kyan Olsen. He got a couple of tries last week, and he looked good too.
He was very good last week, very impressive. And they've got a bit of work to do here to the North under 13 boys.
Yeah,
hopefully South can put some pressure on them.
Yeah, and that was a good kick to end set, and I think South just a little slow off the line there, and you can't really afford these North players to get that many meters off the kick return. That's not really what they wanted, but that's a good carry there. Ooh, ball, a little bobble on the shoulder, but he's done well to hold on to that.
He's done very well.
Front row partners there of South. That's good hands from Harris Tavitas. He's looking for a 40-20 kick here, but finds the middle of the park, and Otukolo's going to bring this one back. What will the kick meter return?
And Otukolo's got some very good footwork.
Oh, it's a great kick return. They're back up to the 40. And South, they've just started that ever so slightly in front. North, yes, they have that try, but South are looking more dangerous as they get a little piggy back there.
And that's big. That's big. Otukolo's been very dangerous looking early on. They need to get the ball into his hands.
Yeah, those couple of runs he's made of a good 20, 25, and then a good 30 meters. He's already got the license to just take that ball up, and that's a good touch finder there. 25 out from the North line. South really looking strong on attack to start, and this is how they really want to start. Forget that North try. It was an intercept. That's just against the runner play, but you know, this is what they want, South.
Yeah, they really want to get Tristan Ford Walters working out a dummy half, and as we see here, it's a poor carry there.
And that's another commentator's curse. We backed it up from last week, and as I said, they looked strong, and on the first tackle gets driven out. Should have headed straight in field there, and don't want to flirt with the touchline on the first.
No, you don't at all. He ran a little too high there to Shannon Pye. That's a good learning curve for the young fella there. Just bury your nose or come in field a little bit, mate. Don't flirt with that touchline early in the set like that.
Yeah, as Niula, he's just ragdolled around in that tackle from Finlay. And Finlay just saying, I'm going to stamp my authority on this set early, as that's good hands there from Harris Tavito, who's found Boston no. And it's a good little overlap here for the north side, and a little bit of an ankle breaker on himself there. I think that was Tapu Eluelu.
It was very good defense though from the South boys to crush from the inside, because that was a very lovely play from Harris Tavita to get the ball out the back and cause that overlap.
My apologies before. That was Halalupe, the man who broke his own ankles, but I do think he's gonna cross today, and he looked strong last week. He got that intercept early as the man inside him, Popazza, with the intercept for the North try. And you know, it's a little to and fro. No one's really got their foothold on the game as North, and it's touched and it's play on here. You never let that ball die, and a fresh set here. What's that, 40 meters out this north side? They're looking strong again.
They are. They look like they've got a little bit of momentum here, and they're not afraid to move the ball around as well, which you like to see.
That's a good run there from Fisifetu. He got that arm free, couldn't get the offload away though, and Philippi's scheming out of dummy half. Which way does he want? They're sending it wide to Ioane for Harris Tavita. Again, he's dropped Neula under. I think that might be a game plan this week with no Charlie Webb, who really wants to run that ball down that right-hand side. Is the game plan get Neula under, make the easy meters back up the middle, and Harris Taviti puts him through a nice hole there and just dragged down. That was a good tackle there from Fonolua to stop the try-scoring Popata as Harris Tavita throws a long one and it's tipped and it's play on and it's... Oh, he's going to end up scoring there.
Halalupe. What a try.
Wow.
How's he done that?
He's picked it up on his own bootlaces.
Has it been given the try? No. Knock on? Wow, that was a great spin there from Halalupe, and the finish.
The finish is even better.
Wow. I don't know if it's been given though. No, it hasn't been given. Oh, that's very unlucky. That's a great piece of skill from Halalupe. He didn't get the try, but wow, that's something to talk about.
Yeah,
it really is.
That pick up off your own bootlaces, that low to the ground and that close to the sideline, then a little bit of a pirouette to the forward roll to score the try as it's knocked backwards. Oh no, it's aimed to have gone forwards off the back of the scrum. First play, that's not what South wanted in their own 10.
Not at all. Fonolua with the drop there. I think a bit of blood's in the water right now. North can smell it. Harris Tavita and Tupanua definitely want to capitalise on this.
Yep, they're scheming, and it looks like Tupanua, he's really taking that onus of running that ball deep to the line as Charlie Webb did last week, as we see just one off the back of the scrum there from North and wrapped up nicely by South. What can Philippi do? He's scheming from dummy half. He's broken one, but he's driven back there by the front rower, and that was Zedekiah Vai. Strong defence there as Ioane goes from dummy half this time, and Ioane, I think he's got that down. Ioane.
No.
What's the referee deeming here?
Knock on. Sure.
We've got time off, and he's saying double movement is the call. It'll be interesting to see on replay. Harris Tavita just wondering, was that a double movement? Did he get it down first go? We'll see on this replay here as he... I can't see where the ball... The arm carry of the ball's hit the ground there. That's an odd one, but we'll play on, and South get a lucky break there as just ragdolled around, and that tackle there was the front rower for South as they try to get out of their own 20 here, and it's sturdy defence from the north side. You know, they look strong in defence, boxing South in their own half multiple times in that first half last week. As again, there's Frank Coro. He was an outstanding one last week, and he's made a good half break here as Coro, and he's stopped just over the 30-metre line. That's what South needed there, just that little piggyback.
But nobody's coming onto the ball. They need somebody coming onto the ball, but they pick up a piggyback penalty.
It's a lucky piggyback penalty there. It looked like Popata was square at marker. Ford Walter got lucky there.
He got lucky, but Ford Walter was hunting for somebody to come push onto the ball, but everyone's a bit too deep for South. They need to be pushing onto the ball and running hard.
Yeah, and that's where they let themselves go last week. They were quite deep in their own halves when really you want to be real flat and just get on that advantage line, and then you want to be sort of deep in North's own line so you can just get those plays going. And again, this is where the boys struggled last week with where do we tap it from, where do we play it. The scrums again in rugby league are just something that I think it's just going to get scrapped in 3 years, I reckon.
I reckon as well. We need a better instructions of where these kids going to tap it. We need a bit more knowledge into the game there. But as we see here, Fonolua with a lovely carry, and he'll get a nice quick play of the ball as well for Ford Walter to work out from.
And there's Wakisi Paia. He's done well to start this game. A couple strong runs to the line and a good kick to end their set. What can Ford Walter scheme up here from dummy half? He's looking left. They're going left for Vaimuli, and it's back on the angle and almost through a hole there was the back row for South. As they go left again, Ford Walter, he's scheming as Vaimuli still, Morley being held up. He's got an offload though, and it's come out to Otukolo. He is
very strong.
Over the line, and he's
scored.
Got it down as Otukolo. What strength he's shown there. What's the referee going to call? And I think it is a try for South.
That's a great try there from Otukolo. What strength he's shown. Look at the leg drive. He gets the ball. Nothing's really on. Oh, and he just palms the legs and gets a little push from his mate there, Fonolua. But hey, we love to see it.
Yeah,
great try
do. That was a beautiful try, and that all stemmed from the second phase from South. not one, not two, but 3 offloads in that set to just get Ford Walter scheming, looking to that left-hand side. They were prominent down that left side on that raid.
It's really good to see. They're starting to offload the ball a bit more. They're starting to move around, and that's exactly what these South boys need. As we see here, we've got Marsden Finlay taking the extras from the sideline, the big prop.
Oh,
we love to see a prop with a kicking license. But
has he got the license to kick? That is the question now. Can he nudge it 1 from 1? It's a tough one from the sideline here.
It is very tough, and the grass is quite long around that area, and he's giving it a good boot. That looks over to me.
Oh, he's
nailed
done it. Beautiful kick.
Great kick there. Marsden Finlay. He's been practicing at training.
I think he has, because he took some kickoffs last week, but they didn't give him a shot at goal. And
I think they've bought him off as well.
Mate,
well-deserved break
good
there.
stint there in that opening 15. You've knocked one from the sideline, done a few strong carries and a good quality tackles.
It's anyone's game now.
Yes,
6-all.
And this is what South wanted. They struggled in this period of the game, and North, they just got that roll on last week in the first half. But, that try is just rewards so far. And I think, if they can just hold on to this ball, keep it nice and tight, it's really going to put a dent in North's hopes of wrapping up this boys' region of origin match to go 2-0.
Yeah, it definitely will. North have a lot of footy players that could turn the game around, so South really need to hold the ball and complete their sets.
That's a deep kickoff from Boston No, and again,
a hard run.
Your one has just been bumped off, and that's the bench player there. I think that's Tuala. He's done well. Strong carry first off the bench there.
And Frank Cotto with another strong carry. He was fantastic once again last week, and he's showing what a good player he is this week. Oh, and a penalty
for South. That's a good roll on there for the South boys.
South are really up for it now.
They are up for it, aren't they? It's been a good start in this opening 15. Forget that intercept from North, but it's been really all South pretty much.
Yeah, it really has been. There was a period there when it looked like North was starting to get into it. Oh, they're going to tap and go, or they're going to get him. They're going to get somebody off the back fence here. Got to run hard. Oh, Otokolo there with a
He's doing a front rower's job in that carry as Otokolo, the try scorer, and Harris Tavita, good work from Marker as Ford Walter looking for a penalty. What's the referee going to call here? Oh, he's called a knock on. Harris Tavita looked bemused there as to say, sir, I didn't deliberately knock that out, but it looked like he was walking back through the ruck there, and
we've got a bit of confusion here. I think it's North ball.
Yeah, but he's deemed a knock on there from the play the ball with Harris Tavita going back through the ruck, and
yeah, that's a bit unlucky there from Ford Walter. I think he might have wanted to look to go open rather than blind, but as you see, once again, we need the South boys pushing more onto the boards. Tristan Walters looking to get out, but he's just not getting the right option.
Strong defence there. That's Makisi Paya wearing the 6 this week, playing in the back row last week, and he's had a good start to this game. It's a good tackle from Ford Walter around the legs and Cotto over the top. Frank Cotto, I think he's going to be the one to try and get this line-up going for South here as they go down this left-hand side North, and wrapped up nicely is Kyan Olsen there.
Yeah, it's a very good defence from South. They're sliding and moving well. We got the young Tupanua there and Harris Tavita. They are controlling the game quite nice as we see a bit of an overlap here on the right.
I think Tupanua, he's slid on that right-hand side as Harris Tavita again fakes just a Newell under, but he's going a lot of sideways there as we see our try scorer Popata breaking 1-2, and he's finally wrapped up on a good 3-man tackle from South. 25 out from the line here. 11 minutes to go in this first half as Newell coughs it up.
That's unlucky. He's had a strong start to this game.
Yes, he's looked good, but he's going to have to put that one behind him and just carry on. He had a couple errors last week, but he put those behind him early as, South, they dodge a bullet there. North looked like they were on an attacking raid.
They really do. Tupanua and Harris Tavita, they're really setting up nice shapes and playing different footy. It's a bit one out from South at the moment, and they haven't really been getting off the hook as we see the centre there.
Man, Fonalua.
Oh, it's
again,
a strong
he's still
carry.
Going.
But good strong defence as well there from the North boys to match up.
He's a very stocky young lad as Fonalua, as you can tell. He's got one of the socks down, one of the socks up. That's the new fashion trend now. I'm guessing as Koro looking for one to pass to, but he's tackled Almost through 90, and it is through 90 there.
Gotta
James, the referee.
Got to give that a penalty. Any lifting in the junior grades, unfortunately, it's got to be a penalty.
Yeah, and that's really another piggyback for South, and they can, again, good attacking position they can end up in here at the end of this next set.
That's a very good kick. Oh, hey, you take it though. Hey, it's gone out. But it was close. It was nearly a commentator's curse, though.
It was.
Nearly cursed it.
Again, that would have been the second one of today. I think the referee's deemed he's jumped from outside the field of play, and that's why it's a play the ball.
Yeah, it must be. So,
be interesting to see if his foot was on the touchline, or did he start from inside the field of play as Cordell pops one up.
Nice little tip
good carry there from the number 17. And Tapueluelo, I'm pretty sure that is. As we see Pius scheming, and he's throwing a long cutout ball, and that's just avoided, but it's backwards there.
Good feet
there from
Vaitai.
And he's crunched on the inside.
And he's claiming that he's hit shoulder, but South looked to carry on quite quickly here.
That was a crunching tackle on the inside. They didn't see that one coming.
No, it was very
Vaitai
as Paya wants to get on with it here.
He does.
He feels like South got a little bit of momentum, and he wants to use it with 9 minutes to go. It's a very, very close game this time around.
It is. 6-all, less than 10 minutes ago, and that's a good carry, and met with sturdy defense from the north side, and that's Huggins there. He's a strong quality defender with a stocky frame on him. As the back row there for South is wrapped up, that is CJ Henry there, and it's a little bobble, and it's picked up again from South, but
that's
teams
Paya
are going backwards there for the
shift
referee.
left there again.
Forward Walter after Molly, and that's Otukolo back at the angle, and he's a tough, strong young lad. He's spinning and dodging and weaving already, and count him in. It's a crash play there. Fonolua, he stopped too short of the line. Boston and just a Niula there.
He's lost it.
That's not what South wanted to end that set.
Hands on head. He gave himself up there. That's a bit unfortunate from the South player. North have a very good opportunity to get out of their own end, but South really have to bar up here and squeeze up on defence and generate some good line speed to try hold North in their own end.
Yep, North dodged a bullet there. South really looking strong to start this opening half, and can they continue with what they've delivered with a try already? And North only being held to 6 points off an intercept from Popata as Huggins, he's going past 1-2, still going and wrapped up there from Vaitai, and then again his centre partner in Shannon Pai. That's a good run there. That is Kyan Olsen. He's made a good 10-15 off that run from dummy half.
Another good week for Kyan Olsen. He was fantastic last week.
As Tupanua drops it straight into his man who eats a shot there, and that's sturdy defence from South.
Set up well in the middle here for Harris Tavita.
Again, he's dropping another under, and it's been like that. And we see one lift in his way, and he's still going as the front rower. That is our man, Otutaha. He's looked good already. A couple strong carries as Harris Tavita on this left-hand side, and he kicks early. And it's good chase here, and it's going to hold up as this kick. Will it go dead? And it just goes dead. And Otokolo had great patience there to watch that roll, and he's going to go to the 20 and tap and go. And
the refs just brought him to the centre.
He said, mate, you got to do it right in the middle of the sticks, or you're not going to go anywhere. And that's a good 10-metre carry, though.
He's been a standout so far. Otokolo, he's really put South on his back with his metre running. He'd probably have close to 100 metres already early in this game. Yep.
He's going to be our region of origin hard-earned player of the day today.
Yeah, he's shaping up to it. Oh, that's big there. It's a big call. We've got a knock on here. Be interesting to see if we got a replay of that. It looked like there was a little hand in there, but the refs deemed it to be a knock on, and it'll be North ball. Has this game gone towards North a little bit more, Dan? Is it swung to North?
I don't know. It's quite down the middle at the minute, Regan. I do think North, they haven't had much field possession, so it's what can they conjure up off the set as we see a good little hands there, and that's our man Tolkolo. He was strong off the bench. He slotted in at wing and centre last week as Olsen has moved into the centres, it looks like, as There's Tupanua, and he's hit our man Ezra McCarthy there with a good carry. So it's interesting to see who's playing in dummy half now, and it looks like Boston No slot in there for the meantime as Ioane drops it off, and that's a good run there. He's just over that 10. Is our man Otutaha as Harris Tavita down this right-hand side. There was a long cutout ball, and that's good hands. What's the referee called here, though? I think he might have been...
Penalty?
Yeah, it looks like
Offside.
it's offside.
Yep. What would you do here if you're North? Do you take the 2 or do you go for the kill and get 6? Tight game.
I'd take the points in this situation, but they've gone for the tap, so they backed themselves to score here.
Hey, you love to see it.
Yeah,
no
you
what.
do.
Back yourself on attack.
As the captain, Dustin Kay, is passed out to Ioane. Here's Tupanua. He's hitting the line at speed every time, and it's left behind by Barry Taukoro. That's not really what North wanted. And again, Regan, do you go back to saying, take the 2, boys? We want points on the board at this stage.
I think so. Taking the 2, as we see here, Tupanua might have copped a bit of a late one as we the ref calls time off. Yeah, it's been a bit of a stop-start game with a bit of errors. So you take any points on offer, especially with the series on the line here. You could go up 2-0 and win it all. So all points count at this stage.
Yep, they do. And, you know, I think it's just the referee's deemed a scrum feed here, but just a little off topic. We have our first ever exhibition league tag match. So that is our pilot match that will be played later this afternoon at Cornwall Park. We have the Te Aratu Roosters versus the Manurewa Marlins. It was first piloted by us at Auckland Rugby League against New Zealand Rugby League. And it was a hell of a good fun down playing league tag, and I think if that can take off next year, if you're a parent that doesn't really want to see your kid getting bashed around, you know, league tag, we've got the tags, it's basically 11 aside, you know, that this might be the game for your child, and it's a great way to keep fit too, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's an awesome game. It's very, it's pretty much all of the league rules, but just with the safety of the tags and... Oh, it's going to be awesome. It's such a great idea to be introduced, and I feel like a lot of kids and even adults will enjoy playing, and I'm sure it'll be a fantastic game this afternoon between the Te Aratu Roosters and the Manurewa Marlins.
Yeah, and I do think that some of the boys from the Auckland Rugby League office will be playing as well. I've heard the names RJ Kamana, Ali Robinson thrown out, and even myself
Dan
might be
McKenzie,
jumping on the field at some point today. That's if Rewa is short a few numbers, so we'd be more than happy to jump in. And you know, it looks like TJ's organised the boys for Rewa to come down. It's kudos to him because he's done well to get, you know, Region of Origin back up and running after COVID. And
yeah, it's been a tough time for Auckland, especially Auckland Rugby League during those COVID times. We didn't really complete many seasons, so it's fantastic to see these young men get the opportunity to showcase their talent here at Cornwall Park.
As we see South just breaking out of the huddle, and they look really, really, really well joined this week. There's no one slacking behind, no one walking to their positions back off the kickoffs. They really look up for it, and it's been just rewards so far at a 6-all scoreline as we're about to get back underway here after that little stoppage in play. So it'll be interesting to see who slots in a halfback for Tupanua. He's looked good so far, and I think Boston No might be the man to jump in that 7 role.
Yeah, Boston No could definitely be the man to jump into that 7 role. As we see here, South, they're in a bit of trouble as we see the North boys hunting them out.
Yeah, and we see Philippi come back on. So yeah, Boston No, it looks like he's playing in the middle now, and he did have a little bit of concern before the game. It's a lovely offload there from Frank Koro to Vai Moli. Vai Moli and Koro, they've been linking up well so far, and it's a little bit of everything in that play the ball there, a little bit of a push, a little bit of a shove, but you know, they get on with it, and referee's happy to let that one slide as a good quick play the ball there from the South team. And you know, it's quite deep, but that's a good run there, and they're just over the 30-metre line, 5 short of the 40.
That's a very good play the ball for a
Vai Moli's going to put up a lengthy kick, and it's a bit of a wobbler.
Is that a knock on?
Back referee's deemed it to go forwards, and
that's very unlucky from our man Kyan Olsen.
Yeah, it looks like he's slotted in at fullback, so it'll be interesting to see where Boston No is lined up. He hasn't really had too many touches in this opening half, so
he hasn't really. He's a very talented young man. He loves to get the ball in his hands, and Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see where he lines up. They'll want to get the ball in his hand, so I'd say they'd have him somewhere in the middle or in the spine.
I think he is slotted into that halfback role as Fonolua, but he's met with a good, strong tackle there. I think that is young William Fotu. He was good in the trials as Justiniula does great from dummy half there to work, and Philippi is holding him up, driving him towards that sideline, but you know, they've done well to stay in there. South really flirting with danger there down that side as Otukolo, one off the ruck, stepping, weaving, and running into a brick wall as it's Otutaha there.
He's really giving it his all, isn't he, as Otukolo?
As Molly and Koro almost getting a little bit of confusion there.
Molly runs out of a bit of room here, but the short side looks pretty on.
As they do go down that short side, as Otukolo scheming again, he's weaving, he's got an offload. An offload, Fonolua flicks it up. And that's a beautiful try there in the corner. South take a 10-6 lead, Regan, with 2 minutes left.
This Otukolo boy is a very, very good player. Look at that offload.
Fonolua's hands there to just tip it on.
And we don't have the name on the try score, unfortunately.
We'll get right onto that, though,
we'll get
to
right
see
onto
who
that
it is.
Right now. But, wow, what a try. As we've been talking about, this Otukolo, you need to get the ball in his hands, and that's exactly why. He's had about 10 to 12 carries in this half and an offload for a try assist. And, wow, South taking the lead as we hear the hooter go.
Yep, and it's a good into the first half for South. They get their meat pie on the stroke of half-time, and, you know, let's see if they can slot from the sideline here, the South team.
Who do we have kicking here? Well, we've got
Makisi Paya it is this time.
So
the regulation kicker this time, not the extravagance of a front row, and he's just giving our Toblerone a bit of a buff, saying, mate, I need the space here because I'm going to nudge this one over from the touchline.
That's a big kick here. If Paya can nail this and put them up 12-6, it'll be very interesting. And I think it's just pulling up short. I think the line was okay, but the length wasn't quite there as we see South under 13s take a 10-6 lead down.
Unexpected lead it is, and you know they've really done well here on the stroke of halftime to get that try. And what can North conjure up? And that'll be the question, as we'll be back for the second half very shortly.
Every try. Come on, get yourself up. On and wake up in the morning. Body sore from last night's training. Dude, run harder, tackle with intention. Make run the gaps and watch for interceptions. Keep it fair, keep it cool every section. Give your all, pass the ball, put your best in. Enjoy your day, strip your cover your selection. This the thing that you've been missing. Come play rugby. It's all yeah. You are your club. Come on.
Kia ora and welcome back to Cornwall Park as we see the South boys in the huddle there, and they've looked strong to start. You know, they've got a 10-6 lead over the north side and the under-13 boys grade, and wrap this game up over the north side, who have really lacked that X factor, you know, and Charlie Webb, who was all over the park last week, Regan.
Yeah, he was fantastic last week. And the north side this week are just missing that little bit of execution. You can tell the plays are there with Harris, Tavita, and Tupanua, but with Tupanua coming off with a bit of an injury, it does change things up a little bit. In South, wow. Otokolo, Dan, tell me about him.
Oh, mate,
fantastic.
He is on fire in that first half, and I reckon he's got more in him. You know, don't be surprised if he crosses again, and it looks like, I think I saw our man Tupanua, he is back on the field, ready to rock and roll again, so he's shaken off that injury.
Well, that's big news for the north side. They really need him to
they do.
to compete in this game.
But you know, that front row pairing for South, Zedekiah Vey and Mason Finlay, they've been strong too, as Otokolo gets us underway here with a nice towering kickoff, and it's taken well by Harris Tavita. And it's a good run there.
Oh,
breaking
forward,
1-2.
yeah.
That's Dustin Kay. It looks like it.
Yeah, Dustin Kay with a great carry to open the account up for North in the half.
Yeah, and that's the intent North wanted to start with. And it looks like Boston No has slotted in at fullback, and Kyan Olsen is, Boston No has slotted in at dummy half, and Kyan Olsen is playing in the fullback role now. So there's a little bit of change as Harris Tavita goes deep to the line, and he finds Olsen, who puts on the afterburners and almost got around his man there as Huggins feeding from dummy half to Harris Tavita, and that's a good carry there from the number 16 and Samas Kafoa, and he's earned his side a penalty too, and North really starting strong again.
Yeah, they're looking really fast and sharp early on.
I think Coach Butler gave them the rev up saying, boys, we are better than this.
Yeah.
Pull your socks up and let's get to work.
Yeah, Fletcher looks like he's revved them up a little bit, and they look fired up here to the North boys. Fletcher's probably said, we're a bit better than what we were in the first half, so show me what you got in the second, boys.
Yeah.
And it's showing early. Let's see if Huggins can have an impact here with that carry. Oh, it's a strong carry, but it's been ripped out.
It's been stripped out.
Oh,
and it's deemed a knock on.
Interesting.
That's a confusing one there, because it looked like there was more than than one in the tackle there.
It definitely did. It looked like there was a hand in there, but the referees deemed it to be a knock on, so it's a knock on.
Yep, can't argue with his calls there.
No, you can't at all. But South in a dangerous spot here. They need to get out. And North will be coming with a lot of heat here.
As they will, and they showed that in the opening run there from Dustin Kay. He stepped past one and beat another as Vai Morley, that is, and he's got an offload away, and here's our man Otukolo. He's going down the sideline, still going as Otukolo. Has he got the wheels? Boston, no, catching up.
Him.
And Boston, no.
Great
Coming from the
take.
other side of the field as Otukolo's gone down, and it's not looking good for him.
Oh, we'll call time off here as Otukolo's down. Oh, what is that? Is it that maybe a lower leg injury by the looks of things?
I think he was clutching at his knee then, and it's not good. He looks in some pain.
Well, he's ran for about 170 metres so far, and we've just started the second half. He's been outstanding, so it could be due to that, and maybe a rolled ankle possibly.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Let's hope it's just a touch of cramp so he can just stretch it out and play on, but he's really in some discomfort there, but good work from Boston, on that one to just chase from the other side of the field and cut him down 15 out. That was great work there.
Yeah, well, Boston had the angle on him, and he really dug in. It shows North's mentality early on in the second half. Oh, he's to his feet. He's all good to go. I think it might have just been a little bit of a cramp. Oh, the magic water.
Oh.
Boy, it helps everything. You can have a broken leg and you put a bit of magic water on it, it'll fix it.
Yep, just asked Matty Moylan when there was that bust up in the Sharks game, and he ended up spraying a couple of the boys with the water, saying, cut it out, boys. We're trying to win the game here.
Oh, but Otukolo then, he's good. He's good to go. It's exactly what South needed. They need him in the game, carrying the ball.
Yep, they do, as it dropped under there.
Interesting play.
It's a double block, that is, dropping almost two under there, both carrying the ball.
Reverse cut.
As Fonolua at dummy half now, and it's Vai Morley, he's tripped it on there, as Makisi Paya
runs around
couple bit of obstruction there, and that's what the referee's deemed. He ran behind two of his own players.
It's obstruction, and that's not very good there from South. They're trying to play a little bit too sideways. They've got to play a little bit more direct and use their power, because they've got some big boys to the South.
They do have some strong front rowers. And Mason Finlay, who's he's already shown he's got good touch with the boot. I reckon if he's back on at some point, I expect him to be taking a kick off at some point in the game, or a kick a goal.
That was fantastic. Great kick, but North really needs to hold the ball. Here's Huggins, takes a barnstorming run.
And what a run it is. He's
tackle.
left one in his weight. He left that man, Daniel Tyone, in his path.
Oh,
It's
Harris
Harris
Tavita scheming.
And it's intercepted. Oh, he's off. Is he going to go all the way? He's not going to go all the way. And Tupanua wraps him up. There's a bit of a flop there from Boston, and taking exception to the South boys. But
here's Finlay, the man we were just discussing.
It's those number fours on that right-hand side getting those intercepts. We saw it for Popata.
It's the edge of intercept.
Shannon Pye showing.
Great
he's
hands
got
there on the big man.
Tough contact there.
Vea. Oh, they're looking out left here. Molly's looking left.
What's he got here? He throws a long cutout ball, and it's wrapped up nicely. Almost a little bit of lifting there.
Tione there with
William Fotu.
With the carry. No, the barnstorming run, and they scored. South have scored.
It is our man Tapueluelu there. He's crossed the line to score.
Tapueluelu, great try. He's had a great game so far.
Yes, he has.
And South make it 14-6 in this decider.
He's just too big, too strong, that close to the line. And young William Fotu just couldn't get up over the ball. He really needed to try and go high there and just stop that momentum.
Yeah, he just couldn't quite get there. It was a good quick play of the ball from the previous play, but that was very good instincts from Tapueluelu to barge over and get the try for South.
Yes, it was. And we see our man Mason Finlay in the background. He's been relegated from kicking there. It's Vai Morley's turn now, and this is the third kicker of the day for South Regan. Is everyone going to get a shot at goal today?
I feel like it could be the case. I'd personally like to see Marsden Finlay back on the goal kicking. That kick from the sideline from the big man was outstanding. But as we see here, we got Vai Morley, who's got quite a good boot on him himself. So
he does, and if he doesn't knock this over, it looks like it's back to Finlay to take the kicks.
It could be. But he's nudged it.
And
it's over. It's a great kick.
Morley there extends that lead to 10 points. And, South, I think off the back of that intercept there from Shannon Pye, it's just rewards. They've really played well as Finlay comes in to congratulate his halfback. And they just look really enthused in this game, South. You know, lackluster last week, but they've turned the tables. And as you said to me last week, the team that usually gets pumped the week before, they really come out strong the next.
Yeah, and we've really seen that so far with South, and they look like more of a team this week. It was an individual performance last week, but North is certainly not out of this. They will be very fired up.
Kickoff there, and it's taken by our man Finlay, who's going sideways a little bit, but he's straightened now, and he's wrapped up by Justin Niula.
Oh, and Niula
just
got his head on the ground there. Is he all good?
Squashed in that tackle, and he's a little slow to get up, but he looks like he's going to play on.
He's all good. Oh, it was a nice tackle there by our man.
Dustin Kay with Boston Nose playing in that dummy half roll now. And it's thrown a long one. Shannon Pye, he's still going. He got that intercept before and wrapped up nicely there by Barry Tokolo.
They're starting to play some footy now, South, and it's good to see.
And Makisi Pye throws that one long. Finlay, good hands there. And
a good legs tackle, though, there from Harris Tavita. But he's late coming back. It'll be interesting
they go
to see
down
what
that
they
left-hand side. It's a good run there from our try scorer. He's just got short of the 30 there, Tapu Eluelu.
It's fifth and last.
Vai Molly's going to have to put one up, and he's chipped it back across, and that's not a bad kick as Boston No cleaning up. So really interesting to see where Boston No is playing, and they're going to give him the Gordon Tallis treatment there, rag him to the sideline.
Rag him down there. Oh, it's a good little get out of jail carry there.
Good run there from Fotu it was.
Yeah, Fotu, lovely carry.
And Kyan Olsen, it's a late one at the legs there, and
and they get the penalty. That's a get out of jail free card there for North.
It is, and they'll really love that one. It gets them downfield, and I think Olsen, he's broken a couple tackles, so it looked like he was going to get a 10-plus metres anyway, but this is an even better piggyback for the north side here.
Oh, it really is, and Harris DeVita whacks that out. I think that's going to go close to the booth. Oh, I've called it.
And it's straight on top of us here in the comm box, and Calvin, mate, watch out. We don't want to be copping those again.
If the monitor falls over, you will be paying for it. But a lovely kick nevertheless, and wow, North on the 40-metre line, and they look a little bit staggered there. They need to get some momentum back. A big carry would really help.
Yep, and our man Talforo can really produce that, and so can Justin Niula, but Mason Finlay says, no, mate, you're not getting past me in a hurry. I'm doing all the work for my forward pack today. And it's a knock on at the play the ball. Finlay, he's really pumped up and he's enjoying it.
It'd be very interesting to see a replay of that. Justin Niula is claiming that it was reefed out. But the refs deemed it to be a knock-on once again. So it's been quite a stop-start game this second half.
It has, but South, they're the ones that have got the points on the board to start this half. And they're up by 10 with just over 20 minutes left. And it's really interesting to see what North can produce defensively here. They showed last week, and guys flying out of the line, putting pressure on. As Shannon Pye again, he's got an offload away. As Vi Molly, and he's got an offload away to Fonoloa, who's off.
Puts the
he's put the foot down, and he's gonna go. Boston knows gonna grab him, and has he scored? I think he scored as Fonoloa.
What a try from Fonoloa.
And he's got it, wow.
Tussi Liam Fonoloa with a great finish there. Great effort from Boston, but it wasn't quite enough. Look at it, puts the afterburners
on. And he says, mate, I am the Fox Junior, but Boston says, no, son, I'm going to get you here.
Let's
as we see him.
This. He's flirting with the sideline. Oh, he's
just
down
there. And, millimetres in it. And he knew it too straight away. He could see the end goal line and saw where he got that ball down. And
it's great composure there from the young man.
It was great composure. And again, we see our fourth kicker of the day, and it's Makisi Paya.
Makisi Paya. Oh, he's in, and he's looking to nail one from the sideline here.
Our main man, who we've highlighted so far, Mason Finlay, got one from this side. First half, can Makisi Paya do the same, or are we going to have to see the big front row on another kick again?
I'm not sure. It's going to be interesting to see. A bit of a breeze blowing into the young man's face, Makisi Paya. We'll see what he can do with it.
It's not a bad one. It's just to the left, though, and looked online. A little bit of hook, though.
A little bit of hook. It's 20-6, though, to South with 19 minutes to go. There's still time in this game, but scoreboard pressure will definitely play a factor now for the North side.
Yes, it will. And, you know, North's try today was pretty much off the first set of the game with that intercept from Popata. And really, they haven't shown too much else.
No, they really haven't, Dan. They need to, I think the message here, if you were the North coach, would be to complete as many sets as you can and try and make this a game for the last 10 minutes. This next 8 minutes for North are very important. They need to get the game back into an arm wrestle.
Yes, they do. And I really think if they can score one in the next 8 minutes before that last 10-minute period, it's still game on. And a little bobble off the kickoff from the other front rower for South, and that is Vea. He's done well to hold on to that, you know, just a little bit of butter on the hands there.
A little bit of butter on the hands there as it moves on to our man Finlay with a great tackle, but good numbers in there from the North boys.
To split it for man of the match, would you go Finlay or would you go Otokolo? And we haven't seen too much of Otokolo in the last few minutes, as that's a good run there.
Oh, that is a good run there.
From Shizaiah Williams.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of Otokolo yet, but he's been very damaging throughout the whole game. He might even be off even.
I think he might be off, so he might have succumbed to that knee injury. It looks like he is on the bench there. And Vai Mully's really stood up since he's gone off. As Whanaloa, again, every carry he does is just perfect. And I think there's one down and back play here. It looked like after that run, it was Williams who, I think, just dropped to his haunches. You know, the stoppage in play is good for North. It really slows South's attack down.
There's just have a bit of confusion on what's going on here. Oh, we've got a bit of a knee injury for South. That looks like Josiah Williams, I believe, the number 15. But we'll have some confirmation very soon for everyone.
Yeah, but it looked like I did catch him in back play going down on his haunches. He just lay down in that sort of push-up position and really struggled to get back up.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. You hate to see these injuries, and hopefully the young man's all good.
Yeah, and, you know, on the 26th and 27th of November, we do have the Kiwi Tag National Club Challenge, guys. So if you are at your local club module, we do have 13 going around all of Auckland, from all the way up on Hibiscus Coast down to Papakura in the south. We have plenty of them going around, so find the nearest club near you and jump in one of the modules, register a team, and if you guys are early enough, you can put a team in for the National Club Challenge, and be really keen to see who can get their side in and who can take out that title.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see there, Dan. Myself, I'll be backing the mighty Hibiscus Coast Raiders tag from the mighty Hibiscus Coast. But yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. Tag's a fantastic game in the summer. It should be a great weekend.
You have another great way alongside League Tag, which will be starting up next year, to really hone in on your key fundamental skills of rugby league. Get that catch and pass right. You know, just keep that fitness up too over the summer, because, mate, you don't want to have that Christmas dinner catch up to you on the first week of January, I'll tell you that.
Oh, no, you definitely don't. You don't want to be rocking up to pre-season 10 kegs overweight, because
they'll get you up and down the hill.
Yeah, you'll be running up and down hills for the end of summer, and that's not fun. You'd rather be nice and fit and healthy and smashing those hills out with your boys.
Yeah, but I do believe Glenfield, as we see a drop ball there,
and
quickly
he's
picked
up
too. Bouncing off 1-2. That's the front rower there.
Fesi
Fetu, he's been fantastic, and he's got to quick play the ball in two.
Harris Tavita.
He's scheming. He's taking that line on as Calvin Harris Tavita still going there.
That's a good carry at Finlay.
He's trying to give him the Gordon Tallis treatment, and some exception for his half there with the number 10. That was Fisi Futo. He said, mate, leave my number 6 alone. You're not doing that.
And Dustin Kay with another good carry. Tavita really looking to play down the short side.
He kicks it for himself, Harris Tavita, but it's a good kick too. And it's ended up off someone. And what's the referee going to deem here? It's play on.
My shot.
Goodness me. As Super Noor, he says, eat some shoulder.
And it is a play the ball, I believe. Yep, play the ball.
Yeah.
They look aggressive here to North.
And another big shot.
We do see Otokolo. I think he's back on.
Yes, he is floating out the back of the ruck, the Otokolo, and they're really in some trouble here. South as North have have sprung into life after that little stoppage and aimed up defensively. It's good to see.
They really have.
Shannon Pye floats one long to our man who scored that most brilliant try before in Fonalua, and he's almost away again, but just lost his balance there, and Kyan Olsen does well to stop him.
They got to be careful here, North. There's who's at the back?
That's
Boston Now's at the back.
Vaimoli there with a good run that gets them out of trouble, and those last 2 runs have been perfect for South, you know. Oh, and we see Shannon Pye, he's going to launch one up and says good luck under this. And it's knocked backwards. That's lucky for the North side as Olsen's still going. He's wrapped up by our man Otukolo, and a bit of a flop there from Frank Cordell, but referee says play on.
Otukolo, get the mouth guard on the mouth, son.
Here's Barry Taukolo. Barry Taukolo still going. Oh, Markisi Paya says, mate, I'm a brick wall and you're going to run into me there.
They're really up for the South. North turned up the heat, but South have responded accordingly.
That's Fisi Fritzo with that run, and he's still going. Him and Finlay are really getting into a battle now. The number 10s.
It's really getting exciting now, this game.
It's McCarthy back up the middle, and it's too easy there for the North team. And
that's good feet there from young McCarthy.
And he's won a penalty too.
Oh, has the game slightly changed a little bit here with 14 to go, Dan? I feel like it has.
Yeah, North look like they're getting a bit of a roll on. Coach Fletch will be happy with that one. And, you know, what can they produce from this set? They got close last time. That kick from Harris Tavita was all but millimetres away from ending up into someone's hands.
Oh, definitely there.
As we see Dustin Kay, he's going, and Dustin Kay is still going just short of the 10 there. And it's quick play. Boston No floating down that left-hand side is Harris Tavita. He's still got an arm free, has Harris Tavita, and he's offloaded beautifully. And that's Barry Taukolo in the corner. Calvin Harris Tavita, take a bow, young sir. That was brilliant.
That was brilliant. I thought he was going to reach out himself, but I think maybe it was just a little bit too far. Let's have a look here on the replay.
That run from Dustin Kay on the previous tackle, but Harris Tavita deep to the line. Pye couldn't just hold on to that jersey ever so slightly. And beautiful work.
Offload.
And dots it down in the corner as does Barry Taukolo. You know, I think he got one off the bench last week, and he's again come off the bench and provided the goods down this left-hand side.
It was a great try there, but an even bigger kick here from Harris Tavita.
Yes, it is. As Calvin looks to knock this one over from the sideline.
There's a lefty, just like his relative, Chanel.
Just like Chanel, you know, those lefties, any left-handed person in any sort of sport, a left-footed person, they just looks ever so sweetly.
Yeah.
When they strike them as Harris Tavita, he's got the legs and it's just wide.
Yeah, it's close. It was very close. As it's 20-10 now. As we said, they needed the jag one, and they've got one.
Yeah, they have within that little 5-minute period there. Be interesting to see what North can produce, you know. 10 points the margin, but, mate, we've seen crazier things happen.
Yeah, we have
go back to that Marist Gold game, 6.5 left, you get
16 what was it, 16 points, 20 points?
20 points to 4. It looked like it.
It was good as dead as we see. South really taking their time here.
Yep, they've been told to milk that clock, you know, like Kenny Edwards did for Parramatta. You get as many cramps and as many injuries as you want. You take your time and really don't show any urgency.
Yeah, but they can't put the cue in the rack here. They still have to play offense, because if they think they've got it in the bag, North definitely have different ideas.
Yeah, but as Vi Morley just giving Tristan Ford Walter some instructions, probably saying, mate, kick this one deep. I don't want to see it in our own half.
Yeah. Definitely. We'll be looking for a bit of a long one here. It's Ford Walter. Oh, no, he's chipped it over the top here.
Oh, it's a little in between, and it's spun nicely into the hands there of, I think that was Samas Kafoa. We haven't seen too much of Kafoa, but Dustin Kay, again, he's just said, mate, I'm going to pull my sleeves up and do the work for our front row pairing here.
He's done well as Kay. Oh, Stupinil plays back on the inside.
There's the man himself, Fisi Fito.
Fisi Fito busting tackles like there's no tomorrow.
Kissi Pye really trying to put him down, but he's so strong. It's the number 10 for the north side as Harris Tavita drops it off. And, oh, what a run that is. I think that's Otutaha there, but Otukolo wraps the legs up perfectly. Where's Harris Tavita? They look left. They found him on the left-hand side. I think he's going to kick and show and go. Harris Tavita still going. We've got an offside call, I think.
I think they would have rather to play on
there, and then if it didn't eventuate to anything, pull it back. But Harris Tavita, here's our man, Fisi Fito. Bumping up wide. Oh, he's left him in his weight, but he's stopped just short of the line.
Oh, have a look here. What are they going to do?
And bouncing off the line quickly there to try and get an intercept.
They need to pull some depth here to North and try and get it towards the middle.
I think Harris Tavita's going to get this one here. Oh, it's come out to our man, Otutaha, who's got an offload away. There's Harris Tavita. Harris Tavita shows and goes and still going. It's Calvin Harris Tavita, and he scored a wonderful try, and I think he sparked the north side back into life.
Oh, yeah, they're right back in this game now with 10 minutes to go. They're going to look to take this one pretty quick and make it.
He wants that tee urgently, does Calvin Harris Tavita.
They're going to try and make it 16-20, I believe, but let's have a look at that try.
Yes, great work from Harris Tavita.
That's great visual awareness there from Harris Tavita. He knew exactly where the line was and put a little bit of a jink in a step and dotted the ball over there, Dan.
Yeah, beautiful work there from young Calvin Harris Tavita, but I think that was down to the back of the two front rowers, leaving a couple in their wake, almost getting the meat pies themselves.
Oh, we love it, eh? We love a good front rower, Otuta and Fisi Fetu.
As Harris Tavita knocks that one over, and it's a 4-point margin now.
The crowd cheers. Oh, this has become an interesting game now.
Yes, it has, and it's anyone's game at this point, and we've seen stranger things happen.
Oh, we definitely have. And but the momentum feels like it's shifted in favour of the North 13.
Yeah, and North really want to win this one, because if South take this, they don't really want to split it.
No,
North
they don't.
Keep themselves alive in this boys' region of origin.
And you think...
time off here, the referee said, mate, boys, you're going too slow for my liking.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, we saw that in the rugby the other day, Mr.
Yeah, we did. Controversial opinion. I think it shouldn't have been a reversal. In my opinion.
I think
it's good to see the All Blacks win, but I think he was in the motions of kicking when he got called the scrum against him.
Yeah.
But it'll forever be a controversial call. But
it's a short kick off there, and Boston really looking for someone to put their hand up.
Oh, here we go.
It's our man. He's already shown the goods. Got close to scoring before.
And I think Fisi Fetu will be looking for a run here.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see the carry. Yes, speak of the devil, here's Fisi Fetu. And he's made a good 10 metres there. And what can North get on this set? Well, they'll be looking for Harris Tavita, and here's Tupinua finding... That's Dustin Kay. Dustin Kay really strong in the second half. Again, he's left 1-2 in his way, and he's just over the 40 inside the south half here.
Bit of late footwork there from Kay.
Yeah, and that's our man, Samas Kafoa, and Samas Kafoa still going. He had one good run before, and he's had another good one there. And
it looks like
McCarthy organising the troops as Harris Tavita. He's going, taking it right to the line, and pop one up. Here's Ioane, and it's intercepted
again.
And that is not what North wanted, you know. Like, Harris Tavita right deep to the line. He almost got it, and he's not happy there as Calvin Harris Tavita is the man who scored the most magnificent try you'll see to start our Saturday morning. Fonolua,
and it's a good run out of dummy half there from Malasila, the starting hooker last week, on the bench for a bit of impact, and he's been very good in the second half. Oh, they're running hard now.
Tapueluelu.
They need to get the ball into Otokolo's hands. He's been quiet in this second half.
Yeah, as Vaimoli picks up the scraps there, and it's a nice little kick into space, and it's knocked on there. It's play on, and
it's been called.
I think he's blown for a kick chase being offside there.
Oh, what's
the call?
What's going on?
Accidental offside, I think it is. So it is South ball.
It is South, South ball. What do you do here if you're South?
Tap and go and give it to the biggest.
There we go. Bit of hard running.
And
love it.
Bit of no arms in that tackle there. Is lucky to get away with that one. The north side as they spin it wide, and Makisi Paya.
And they're going to score on the corner there.
That is young Fontaine Vaitai, and he's crossed last week for their, I think, one of two tries, or was it their solace try?
I think it was the solace try Vaitai got last weekend. As we see a great carry there from Tuala there to set things up, and I believe it was Makisi Paya threw the long ball over to...
As we see a great shot in the corner there, some of the parents loving that one for the south side, and it's great to see all the parents getting down to just show the great support for their boys, and South have just extended that lead. It's 8 points now.
It's 8 points, and there's not much time left in this one here, Dan. So it's going to be interesting to see. A conversion here could be massive.
I think it will be massive, and
who do we have kicking here? Is this somebody new? Oh, it is. We've got, I believe that's Tuala. It is.
It's our
Teariki Tuala there.
That's our 5th kicker of the day, and
as we see, he looks very locked in. I back him. Dan.
We'll see what he's got here, and it's just wayward there.
Just wayward. 24 points to 16 to South. Well, North will be up here though. They'll be looking to get a move on, but South will just won't be in any rush.
No, and they'll be fuming. Goes back to that intercept that got that little break for South.
It
and
really does.
You know, that beautiful kick from Vai Molly there, just to dab it over the top and just, force the error. Tupanua couldn't clean it up, and then it was an accidental offside because he did knock it on. And
yeah, it's tough as they look to go short here, I believe.
And they have gone short, and it's a nice one from Harris Tavita, and it's plucked. And South do come up with it. That was a beautiful take there.
We got number 11 there. We got Johnny Henry. He's been quite quiet in this game as Henry, but that's a huge play from the young man.
It is a big play from CJ Henry. He and Frank Cotto were really strong last week. Frank Cotto, again, he showed why he's good, and here's Shannon Pye on the outside. He spun one to our try scorer, Whanaloa. Really looking for the outside man. And it's great tackle there from Harris Tavita. But he's hurt himself too, and it's not looking good for Calvin. I think it might be a shoulder injury there.
Latui with a good carry there.
He's a good carry.
He's looking to play it quick, and he does.
McCarthy just walking back, and here's our try scorer, Tapu Eluelu. He's still going as the young man, and ever so close to the line.
That's 5th and last. What are they going to look for here?
Here's Vai Molly, and he's wrapped up. He's got a beautiful offload away. Paya kicks for the corner. It's on a dot. And and Fontaine Vitae, all he had to do was grab that one and flop over, and he's got his 2nd try in the matter of minutes.
There was a pinpoint kick there from Vai Molly, but Fontaine Vitae just couldn't get there. It was a tough catch, to be fair, on the young man.
Yeah, it was. I think if we see him next in the next year at the under-14s level, or even under-15s the following year after that, he would have grown a few inches, and those arms would have sprung a little bit more, and that reach would have got him that try.
I think so too. Honestly, if he caught that, I'd put him in the Black Caps. That would have been nothing short of unbelievable.
Mate, he would have plucked one out like Jimmy Neesham did on the boundary against Aussie in that first game.
Oh, yeah. Let's not talk about the Black Caps. They are quite down and out at the moment.
Let's avoid that. Hopefully their summer can turn them around as Harris Tavita drops one under. It's going to be a little bit of hot potato to end our first half here. And it's almost intercepted there from Makisi Paya. It's an ankle tap though, and that wraps it up for South. And they split it 1-1 to South. And what a game it was. They really showed what they can do this week after the hiding they got last week, 28 points to 4. And North weren't bad, but they weren't as good as they were last week.
No, they weren't as good as they were last week. There was just a lack of direction there. Harris DeVita played well, but he made a couple of mistakes for the intercept that proved to be pivotal, but full credit to South. They came out in that back end of the second half, and they ran hard, and that's exactly what they need to do coming into next week. As we see South under-13s take the victory 24-16.
Yeah, and what a game it was from South. We'll be back next with the under-14 boys, North versus South, and can North get one over on South this week as they did last week? As we see a little shot there, our man Tapu Eluelu was to open the scoring in that second half.
He was fantastic, but I think my man of the match still goes to Otokolo. He was a bit quiet in the second half, but he still made a big break, and I think he made close to about 180 metres in the game.
As we see this
tackles.
Magnificent try from Whanaloa. Mate, I think he was my man of the match today. You know, he did all the dirty work for the South side. And
here we go. We see Harris DeVita taking the ball to the line and getting that lovely offload away. And and bring them back in the game. And as we see here, I believe it's a offload and a ball to Harris DeVita and a jink, a step, a stop. Oh, and a lovely try there.
A little bit of a weave in there from the young lad. And
as we see it,
this is our last try here, scored by Fontaine Vaitai to make it 24 points to 16. And what a pass it was from Makisi Paya. Bam, over the top on the chest, and the young man's in to score. And that has wrapped the game up, 24 points to 16. We'll be back next for the under-14s game.